I joined the Inquisition with a righteous heart, hoping to stop the fanatics and their twisted faith. Our mission was to purge the heresy. But I was misled. Only the guilty were meant to die. Only those old enough to reach the noose should ever swing from it. This war of faith is madness. A plague on Heathmore. I will carve out the rot.
All right. We're live. We're on. So, let's talk about conspiracy theories. My conspiracy theories, at least the ones I like to entertain. I won't say I even believe them. Because, I mean, conspiracy theory, you can't believe conspiracy theory. Because if you did, then it becomes like, it's not a conspiracy theory anymore, it's a faith. It's like a, almost like a religion at that point. Let me get into the menus here, because we're gonna spend some of this 67,000 rights. Speaking of, so I can basically buy like 4 heroes here. I'm gonna buy one right now. Conspiracy theories. I don't think you can actually believe in them and still consider them to be a conspiracy theory, because you're theorizing. And I think they get a bad rap too. I think that people don't take them seriously enough. See, and that's the thing about conspiracy theories, is you can test them. You can try to disprove them, and if you can disprove them enough times, you'll be like, well, this theory might be wrong or just misled. So, like, you try something different. And that's why I say you should never believe them, because then at that point it's a faith. That's why it's conspiracy theory. It hasn't been tested, so therefore it's all on like the hypothesis, the pre-science. It's where you're like, I want to do this experiment, and you didn't do the experiment yet. You know? You're like, I'm going to do this experiment, and I will prove this theory. But, nah. I'm not going to do that yet. Too much work. I'll take a sip of coffee. So, one of the ones I like, I'm semi-religious. I'm more believe in things, you know. Religion is dangerous. Religion requires you to do physical things, acts, and stuff. Whereas faith is, I mean, you do physical acts and stuff, but it's not for man, it's for you, it's for your internal, it's for the unseen. I think that's where a lot of people get that mixed up. Faith and religious, it is different. They're not the same thing. Shaolin? Kind of like to get Shaolin. Although I'd really like to get Nuxia, just because, you know, Cabal. I also like to get the Magi. Ooh. She doesn't have a whole lot of executions, huh? I think I really like that one. She only has literally 4. Oof. Oh no, I think I have to have that one. That's sad. Well, I was talking about religion and faith. Real fun conspiracy theory is aliens. So everybody knows aliens. Everybody, you don't have to like even mention that. Everybody's like aliens, yeah, you know, green people, aliens. Take another sip of coffee. So aliens. I love Ghost Adventures. I'll start with the story with this. I love Ghost Adventures. I like watching that in my spare time occasionally. Ghost Adventures is fun. But in one of the episodes of Ghost Adventures, I can't even remember which one. It was probably one of the earlier seasons. Dude out in Skinwalker Ranch. Just trying to think of the name of it. The Skinwalker Ranch there. He could swear up and down that he had aliens come and try to abduct his wife. And he said, by the power of Jesus Christ, get out. And they did. They fled like shadows to light. Which brought me to this weird theory, which, I mean, I've heard occasionally, so, I mean, it's not just mine. That, what if you're aliens, you're little green men, you're abductors? What if they're not actually interdimensional beings at all? Or not like physical outer space beings? What if they're more or less the unphysical, making themselves deceptive? You make them into something that isn't what, like, okay, so like a vampire. This might actually go for vampires, because, you know, back in the day, you didn't think about spaceships. So if a vampire comes to your door and says, let me in, little pig, let me suck all your blood. You see my fangs, you see my pale skin, I'm a vampire. You're not gonna let him in. You're not gonna let that dude in. You're gonna say, get out of here, you vampire. I know. I'm not going to invite you in my house and get my blood sucked. You just shut the door on his face and be like, I'm calling a priest. So, next day, priest comes to your door. Hi, sir, I'm a priest. Let me into your house. I bless your house. You say, oh yeah, come on in, it's fine. He lets him in the door. As soon as he gets in the door, he starts sucking his blood. So, what's my theory here? If you're a vampire, you're not going to come dressed as a vampire to get you're a hunter. If you're a hunter, you're not going to go out there and get yourself, like, seen by the deer. Hi, deer. I'm looking for deer. You see what I'm saying? So, if you're a demon and you're trying to scare people away from faith, believing in other things besides what's real, what would you do? You don't go up to people and be like, I'm a demon. All you gotta do is say, by the power of Christ repels me. Because there's movies. There's so many movies out now. Everybody knows. Back in the day, they could just, show up your door and be like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You know nothing. You know nothing, you pitiful human. I'm going to extort you for the rest of your life. And think about that. So you got to get crafty. Modern day takes a modern twist to deception. That's why I led with this one, because this one's kind of important. You got to take the wool off of your eyes to see what's actually happening. Because you don't realize you're being deceived while you're being deceived. You see what I'm saying? You gotta think about the deception of life in general before going through it, because it's like telling a kid, hey, we're gonna go play a fair game. All you gotta do is hit that bottle off. And he tries to hit that bottle. He don't have a very good aim, so he takes 3 times to actually hit it. But he hits it. Doesn't knock it off. He says, what? Keeps hitting it. $15, $20 down the line, he realizes it's rigged. Don't realize it until after you've been deceived. That's the problem. You got to realize, why is that man saying I'm going to have a $20 bear for $1 try? Anybody here, anybody in town can go up to the fair, smack this bottle down for $1 and get a $20 prize. How can that be? Because that's not how that can be. He has to rig that game in order so he can make money, otherwise he doesn't have a stand. That's how that be. That's just life. It's not really the man's fault, it's kind of your fault for not being wise enough to figure that one out. Same reason there, it's not really the demon's fault. The demon does what he does. He tricks and you get tricked. Try not to get tricked is the key. But like I said, I honestly think that most alien encounter, maybe there's real ones. I actually think a lot of it's probably governmental interference. I'm gonna go actually train. I think it's government interference, to be honest. I need more coffee here in a minute. Because the government be doing stuff too. There's this other fun bit where the government, it was back before Roswell, they were doing experiments on trying to opening portals with this one dude. I forget his name. Anyway, this one dude, he's out in the middle of the desert. He's with these scientists. They're trying to do what the Nazis were doing back in the day. And in fact, I'm pretty sure he was probably part of a project Paperclip. It was Project Paperclip, where they took the Nazi scientists, put them over into America. Science division did all kinds of crazy stuff. All kinds of crazy stuff. That's really nice to know. That's nasty. Okay, that's nasty. Quick pull in square. So back in the day, they were working on this project to open a portal, and they did. They got it open finally. Problem is once it's open, it's not necessarily easy to close it. So what they did is they just left it open, and eventually this dude died. Problem is with these portholes, they figured out is that the only people that can actually close them is the people that open them. So all they can do is slowly prevent stuff. This is right before Roswell, like I said. So right afterwards, Roswell happens. You got this UFO spike by like the millions. UAPs, all this stuff becomes like the realest thing. Everybody's like, what is this? There's no way this is real. I think that they were messing around and they got more than what they wanted, and that's why I think a lot of recent events is due to that. They actually were saying that a lot of tech comes from these extra dimensional entities. These they're not necessarily demons, but the old gods, you know, the ones that were influencing humanity when there wasn't much else to influence it, for widespread Christianity and all this other stuff, Judaism and Muslim. To be honest, I honestly think all three of those are just the exact same telling of the same stories. They just don't understand like the same perspective, and that's fine. That's interesting. I don't necessarily think any one of them is probably right or wronger than the other, because in my opinion Christianity is very watered down. It was cut and destroyed by the Catholics. I think they have their own issues. Not saying anything bad about Catholicism, but like I think it watered down something that was not needed to be. In fact, I think it was very wrong to water down any kind of scripture like that. It tells you not to. I think all three books tell you do not water this down. It's a command. That is nasty. But I think, what in the world? They're right. They got a lot of the tech from this stuff, from other entities. You listen to any of these like high scientist people, they say they get this information from other things. They get this information from other entities, and okay, you get wild with these swings you can mix up. She's nasty. So, that's my thing. You can't really trust everything you like see, and honestly, you should never really trust anything. You should test it. And that's another thing, is faith can be tested, and if it is stronger than your test, it's a good faith. You see what I'm saying? Faith tested is strong. Faith untested is nothing. It's merely just a saying. Same with anything, though. A theory tested is stronger than a theory untested, and a theory tested is a theory closer to being proven, whether that be true or false. You need to find the truth and see if you believe in that. The texts, demons, they don't want you to know the truth. That is the exact opposite of their goals. So that's my little pitch on that theory. I feel like a lot of things are left to speculation. I think a lot of has been not told to people. I feel like a lot of things have been rewritten for specific purposes. And I don't think it's even recent times. I think it is such an old thing that nobody in recent times can even honestly question the reality of it. Therefore, nobody will ever find out that truth. Okay. It's why I like talking about conspiracy theories, because if you can talk about them like with enough people, eventually you can get to probably the truth about it. If everybody can come onto a consensus and you can truly believe everybody, you might have a chance at it. Am I waiting for an attack? Oh, I see. I honestly think that the map is a lot different than what it used to be. A lot of people will talk about the Tartarian Empire, which is interesting in my opinion. It's it's kind of where Russia used to be. Or, keep mobile with her. So in the Tartarian Empire, I think is interesting because I think that's who made the a lot of things. Actually, I think they probably made the if they didn't make the pyramids, they were just after that civilization. They destroyed them or they did something. But they all, I think they made the Great Wall of China. Oh, I'm gonna have to cut this one short. One second. Babe's coming home for lunch. Yep. Okay. So we'll finish this talk real quick, and I'll finish learning the pirate. Oof. So the Tartarian Empire. I think they had free energy going for them. I think they had the world wired up. I think they built buildings all over the world. I think they controlled most of the Russian Empire area. I think they had things figured out for a while. But then something happened. Something happened. Something happened. Something happened, they messed up. I think maybe they even killed themselves. Maybe a cataclysm happened, because I also have this theory about cavemen. I'm going to end it here, but we'll talk about this caveman thing real quick as my final theory. So, what happens if you have a great civilization? Great civilization, say ours. Say one day the volcano under Yellowstone goes. It's going to happen one day. And then when it does, it's going to probably destroy half Earth, at least. Something like that. Say like something like that happens, say California drops into the sea, say that creates a tsunami destroying half the other part of the world, say like that, something like that happens, say we kill ourselves with tech, say we get hit with a meteor, we go underground, all of us, whatever it is, we fend it off and come back out of the underground after say 1,000 years. There's only like 1% of the population of the original Earth. 1% of the current population. Think about it. It'd be like what, 30,000 or something, 300,000 people. Maybe like even like 0.01% of the population survives. Which they've actually proven this to be true, that we all come from one village that I think is in Australia and kind of spread around. Just finish my coffee here. You spread around, and then all this time goes by, thousands and thousands of years. You talk about your ancestors. What'd your ancestors do? Well, they came out of caves. They lived in caves. They lived in caves for so long that they forgot about living on the surface. What do you call those people? Those are cave people. Those are cavemen. Wolverine, you catching me at the last second, man! Don't worry, I'm going to come back probably in an hour or so, and we'll play some more video games, but I'm done with my talk session. You need to go back and watch it. It was worth watch. Small ones, 38 minutes. Episode 1, talking about some conspiracies. But so, think about that. Think about what happens if the Earth gets hit by a meteor. We all know it's going to happen. But only, say, 0.1% of us goes and survives. My username? Here, you know what? I'll put my profile on the screen there for you. Oh, right there. Cap Revenge. Cap REV3NG. So, say you survive a meteor strike. Everybody comes out of the cave. They learn how. This is like thousands of years afterwards, because you know you gotta let the surface recool. You were an advanced civilization. There might even be a little bit of remnants, but most of it's destroyed. What do you call those people? Thousands and thousands of years later. Who were your ancestors? They were cavemen. I think we've been around a lot longer than we actually know. I think there's been cataclysms beyond cataclysms. There's been floods, there's been fires. We've survived it all. Not all of us, but we survived it. Give you something to think about, Wolverine. I gotta get off here. I'll see you on the next one. Alright. Remember, like, share, subscribe. If you like this content, please hit that like button. Please put a comment down below. Put what you want to talk about next time, and we'll talk about that next time. Episode 2. Make sure to share if you've already subscribed, because you know the crew's got to grow. Got to have more crew on this ship. And don't forget to join the Discord, and link is in the description. I'll see you later.